Good morning and what's going on? Welcome to another Subi Shaves video with me on a beautiful day. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subi smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking in today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you've got something cold in your hand, you're sitting in a comfy chair, and you're ready for a shave. Today I've got just over 3 days of growth on the dome, and we're gonna be knocking it down, shaving it off with LEAFSHAVE's brand new, just barely released. We got it in hand. This is their shave brush and shave bowl. Take a look. I'm super excited to be talking about this. This is an all-metal, silicone wrapped premium upscale option for anybody out there that is looking to do some brush loading and some bowl shaving, right? But why I really like this is they've modernized the concept. They've added some niceties to it, right? Added a little water dousing area. I'm going to talk about it today with you on the channel, and we're going to review it, and I'm super excited to have the opportunity to do so. Huge shout out to LEAFSHAVE for sending this our way to talk about pre-release. They actually reached out and said, would you like to try the product before we go live with it? And would you mind doing something for us on our Instagram and things like that? So I was really excited to get the chance to try this and to kind of use it. And I want to talk to you about what I've learned using the product, what I've learned talking with them, right, as a collaborator about the product, and some of the things, if you're interested in the product, you're going to want to know, just to really maximize and use it the way that they want you to. Really excited again, the LEAFSHAVE's silicone all-metal shave brush and shave bowl. It's going to be awesome. I'm thrilled to have the chance to talk about it. We're also going to be diving in and talking about the LEAFSHAVE 3-bladed. This is their pivoting head dynamic razor. I used it on the face today, and it was phenomenal as usual. They used to refer to me, right, a long time ago as Mr. Leaf because I couldn't put the razor down. This is a razor I reach for 3 to 4 times a week, and I absolutely love it. I love it to this day. I still think it holds up against what's on the market. It actually utilizes a little screw mechanism, right, to lock the head cap in place. You have 3 blade areas. We're just going to review it really quickly here to load blades. As you can see, I've got 2 blades loaded in here, but you can opt to put 3 full blades into the razor or up to just 1 blade if you want to. They're staggered, so as you go up, they get less aggressive. So the top blade slot here is the least aggressive, whereas the most aggressive part of the razor is the bottom slot. So if you want to kind of play around with, if you have medium skin, not super mild skin, starting with the middle and then the top, or just 1 blade in the bottom, depends on your preferences, but it makes the LEAFSHAVE's Leaf razor fully adjustable. It's something that I don't see a lot of people talking about as much as I wish they would, because it does make the razor, be able to go from pretty aggressive to really zero blade fill mild. For anybody out there that's starting, just wants to try a safety razor out, I think this is a great alternative to what's on the market as a 3-paste razor, right? Because it's going to be something that's going to feel very natural in your hand. It mimics and kind of is similar to like a true cartridge razor, but utilizing blades that are sustainable, they're eco-friendly, and on top of that, they're a fraction of the price. Absolutely love this razor. It's the razor that got me into the craft, right? Got me interested in the hobby and in wet shaving, and I absolutely still love it to this day. I like that it is wrapped again in silicone. I got a good chuckle out of this, right? Everything we're using from LEAFSHAVE's is all metal, but then wrapped in silicone, which is kind of cool. Great feel in the hand. Works really good when it's soaking wet, and it gives you tons of grip. I like that. Also, it has a nice like body to it, right? The angle of this is very natural. It lets you kind of get into tough spots without having be completely straight. It lets the razor really fit into some of the harder reach areas. Absolutely phenomenal razor. Again, if it's one of the ones you've never used, you've been curious about using something that's similar to a cartridge razor, I definitely tell you to take a look at the LEAFSHAVE's pivoting 3-bladed safety razor. It's phenomenal. It's still great to this day. But kind of getting into the meat of why you're probably here, let's talk about this. I love that they've come out with a shave bowl that really it gives you a lot of ergonomics, right? It's a good size. The packaging it comes with is really bright. It screams LEAFSHAVE's branding, right? I love that it's just like, it's just what you'd expect from them. It fits inside the box really well. It's not bouncing around. I didn't have any problems with damage as it got to me, right, which is really important. It's a $69 product. The brush comes in at 96 grams and the bowl comes in at 139-ish grams. And they, recommend using their soap, which is like a all vegan. It's a puck style soap that goes in the bottom of your bowl. They have a fragrance-free version and a plum version, right, for anybody out there that wants to, kind of change it up. They also have the bowl and brush combo in 2 different colors. They have black and green. You can see I got black, which I really like. And I'm telling you this, it really does a good job at whipping up the lather, and the consistency of the lather that they want you to attain. Take a look, and they've done that and made it kind of dummy proof through kind of, opting to offer steps and stages, the way that they want you to load this. And I want to call this out because on our channel, right, we've talked a lot about how to lather a soap, right? It's something I like to talk about, something I've shown a lot of times at this point, right? But it's kind of different the way they want you to do it versus the way I've been shown, the way I've discussed, and the way that, I would say it's even considered best practice in the craft. And we're going to get some water on the dome, get lathered up here because I waited to do that so you could all see how that works, right? I wanted to show you how the brush kind of goes on and how it plays and splays on the skin. We're just grabbing a little water here. The way that they ask and tell you to kind of load your brush, and the way to lather the brush is to start with it dry. And I call that out because dry brush lathering is something I haven't seen discussed or shown a whole lot, right? They don't want you soaking the brush, and they don't want you to pre-wet the brush. You put the soap in the bowl, and then you just add the water to the bottom of the brush. And they tell you to use 2 scoops, right? I ended up just grabbing a little bit out of my sink, or out of my faucet. I just fill it up with the faucet like this, and I just did 2 full containers worth of water inside of the brush handle. I think that's cool. And the reason why they did this is because it's commonly like a question of how much water do I add to my soap, right? That's something we get asked, and you see asked a lot of times on the forums. And this makes it dummy proof, right? It makes it so that anybody can do it, any skill level can do it, and you're not guessing with how much water you're adding. You add that to the bowl completely dry, and then you just slowly use your brush to lightly whip the actual puck. You're not going to use a ton of pressure, and I want to call that out because I don't think it's really easy to see from some of the stuff I've seen as far as their pre-videos and things like that. Very light pressure. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna get a really bubbly consistency. It looks really bubbly, and you're just gonna continue whipping the product. And I did show this in our lather video here, but you're just gonna go really light with it, get a really bubbly product. But then as you continue to whip it and as you continue to work the product, what's gonna end up happening is that the bubbles are gonna kind of compress, and you're gonna get something that's much denser, that's much thicker, and it's going to produce like a standing lather. Now, I've always talked about, you want your lather to be hydrated. You want it to be slick. You want it to be runny. I like runny pudding-like lather, but they've actually said to use their puck and their lather and their brush, right, to the point where it stands up by itself. So today, that's where we're putting it. We're adding all that, whipping into the soap. And there you go. So we actually did the full face shave already, and we're just going in and we're just using that same lather we had before to finish the dome shave. So you get quite a bit of lather out of this, which I really like. Let's talk a little bit about the things that I think are standout crush with the bowl and the brush combo. First thing is the weight of the bowl. Because it is full metal at 139-ish grams, right? Feels pretty premium. It doesn't move around on your countertop. It's sticky because of the silicone, so it actually sticks to your wet surfaces. If you're a person that sits your bowl on your tub as you're shaving in the tub, this is not going to slide off your tub, which I really like. Same with the brush, right? Because they've wrapped the silicone all the way down. It sits and it doesn't slide around on you, doesn't move around. The other thing is if it gets warm, say you were to take the bowl, sit it in a hot bowl, thing of water, and then you go to grab it, it's not going to burn your hand, whereas a typical metal bowl would. Same with the brush. Say you're doing something you're not supposed to, and you're soaking your brush, right? And you got the handle in the water. Well, guess what? Or you're cleaning it, for heaven's sake. Say you're just putting it in water, it gets hot. Brushes that are full metal, they get so hot they're hard to handle. And these, because it's silicone, they don't have that problem, which I really like. I like that it stays nice and secure on the countertop. I like that it stays safe for your hand if it gets hot. And on top of that, I think it cleans up really nicely. It's a really great ergonomic because of the silicone. It's not slippery. And the other thing I kind of dislike with a full metal brush is the noise it makes as you're using it, right? You set it down, up, pick it up, set it down. It makes a lot of clinking noises, whereas this doesn't have any clinking noises, which I think is great. It feels very premium, and I think it's a great, like I said, a great size. Kind of comparing it to something like the PAA Travel Scuttle, which I grabbed right here. You can see it's a very deep. I just want to showcase this. See how deep this is? Like if I were to take my LEAFSHAVE brush here and put it in, it's pretty deep, but it's really narrow. See how narrow this? It's for me, this is actually one of those products that I really enjoy. It's one of the ones that goes with me on travels all the time. But take a look when you compare it side by side with the LEAFSHAVE Bolt brush. it's the width and like the way it's more spread out on the bowl, on the brush side or on the leaf side, I like better. I think it fits better and it doesn't seem to bang around on my brush handle quite as much, which I prefer. I also like the weight of it quite a bit more, and I like that, again, it doesn't slide around on top of my countertop. It's probably the brush that I'm going to, or the bowl I'm going to choose, the brush and bowl combo I'm going to choose when I'm traveling. All right, let's get a little head shave going on here. Again, just over 3 days of growth, and we're using that LEAFSHAVE 3-bladed pivoting razor, which I just cannot get enough of. Like I said, I've used for years because it really makes head shaving and safety razor shaving very, very autopilot and low effort. It gives a great shave, and it's a product that makes wet shaving very approachable. And I think that's what the brush and bowl combo kind of does really well, is it makes it very approachable, right? You're not guessing your water, you're not guessing the process, you know the way that they want you to do it, and it's very easy to follow and mimic and get the same results that they want you to attain. Now, just because it's how they want you to use it, I'm not saying that that's how you have to use it, right? We all know for sure. At Subi Shaves, right, I've got to use it a different way and you know, kind of play around with it. So I will be using it to load and kind of shave with other brands of tallow soaps and softer soaps, because I think that that's going to work really well. The bowl has some really beautiful like lather channels in it. It's designed to, like, you know, aerate your lather. And I think it's going to work really, really well with using a softer soap. It also has the little silicone insert on the bottom of it where you press up, and it can let you release your soap that you have inside, like the little puck, and clean the bowl without having to really struggle breaking your puck apart. Usually with a bowl and a puck, what happens is that puck gets lodged inside of your shave bowl as you're applying pressure, as you're using it, and water collects on it, right? And then it becomes absolutely impossible to remove without damaging the puck. And I think that's really cool. I think that's a great idea to be able to like push up on the bottom of the bowl and to release your puck, which is awesome. I did show that in the video again, but I think that's really a great use of that bottom area to make it silicone, so you can just push on it and it releases, right? It makes it really easy to clean and really easy to change all your soaps that you're using. You see this? It's easy. It's such an awesome, fast, very relaxing way of shaving, and that's why I didn't mind doing the full lather with you guys today on channel, because I wanted to show you how well the brush works, and I knew with the razor we could get a fast, efficient, close shave for very little effort. Huge shout out again to Leaf for making this kind of something that's approachable for all skill levels. Again, it makes head shaving with the safety razor so easy and effortless, and it makes it, I mean, you can see, really a great shave for little effort. And I even as you get a more skill to it and you really understand how to shave your head and it becomes kind of, you know, second nature, the LEAFSHAVE's leaf razor, right, is still fun to use. It's still a razor that like 5 years later, 6 years later since I got my first one, I'm still reaching for. And for anybody out there that said, you know, asking if I find that there's like a difference between the different shave models, right, I will say this is their satin black version. It's not one of their chrome, like, you know, shiny versions, and I think it actually has a little bit more skin pull to it. It actually has a little more skin stretch to it, as it's not as slick. You can see that, right? It's like more of a matte surface, and I think that matte surface, whatever they're using to coat it, right, it's a little less slippery, and because of that, I get such an easy, close, look at this. Oh yeah, oh, 3 days, effortless, zero problems, zero nicks, zero irritation. Again, I'm doing that with the bottom slot and the middle slot loaded with Leaf branded blades. Very close, very comfortable, and this is their new blades. They used to have some older, milder blades. These new blades, man, they're sharp, they're efficient, and they give you a close one. Oh boy, I needed that. Thank you all again for being here. I hope you're all interested, like I am, in the product, the Bro and the brush. $69. Not a bad price. I think that it's a very, you know, budget-minded, approachable brush for just about anybody that's looking to try that. You know what I mean? I think if you're like looking at the Leaf, you're probably a person that wants to kind of try wet shaving maybe for the first time, or is looking at safety razor shaving, you know, as like an option over something that's more, you know, like modern, like the carts. And I think because of that, I think they're going in at a price range that's, you know, very affordable, approachable, and I think that they're also offering some of the niceties and some of the things that you're going to look for with a modern modern brush. I will call out just one thing here is as I was lathering, I did lose probably 3 or 4 bristles on this brush, right? And I believe as you're fully splaying and doing things like that, I think this brush could maybe be, upgraded eventually, right? I think if I was LEAFSHAVE, I would be maybe considering a more premium knot for a slightly more expensive, I'm not sure what that would look like as far as their model goes, but I would like to see like one scale up on the quality level on the brush knot itself. Everything else is awesome, and I think that's part of the thing is I want the brush knot to match the rest of the set. And the brush knot for me, it feels very like entry level and not like maybe like your second brush you ever got, right? It's going to be quality, it's going to hold up for a while, but it's not going to give you all that density and all that softness and plushness you expect from a high-end brush. And I think that's one thing that this brush could have added as like a secondary model, maybe a more premium model, something like that could really take it up a notch. It's something I would actually be interested in seeing LEAFSHAVE do, and it's something I would be interested in buying, right? Because I think this is a brush that I would like to use on the daily with all the niceties to it. Wow, look at this. I absolutely love that. Kind of aggressive, a little, it's just definitely it's comfortable in the hand, and I think it really pulls off being upscale, and it has a lot of the things I was looking for like a bowl and brush combo. Again, I hope I hear from you guys in the comments about your thoughts on the LEAFSHAVE silicone and brush combo set. It was phenomenal. Until I see you guys again for another SubiShaves video, I'll see you in the comments below. Suits out!